Good morning, all of you. Today we'll start the calorimetrium because expansions again we have plenty of numericals to discuss. Applications are there that we'll see tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So let me begin today the calorimetry, the concept that one. Theory and numericals we'll try to finish off today. No. So if you see the let me save it. Okay, now I talk with most of the students. You are expressing some things like still you are dreaming that one fine day I'll get a knowledge. Not possible. Huh? Please come out of that dream world. So still most of you are thinking that some idea will be there or some suddenly something will happen. You'll get a knowledge. You go to any part of the world, you go to any university, you take admission anywhere, whoever let him teach and whoever may be student. There is no any other alternative. Read the question, have a good language, hold on the language, words, meanings you should know, draw the diagram, to what chapter it belongs, to what is the topic, then draw the diagram, what actually going on, write the equations, solve that, what is the idea involved. This is a thing because almost I talk with most of the students, even in seniors also. Another 6 months they are writing another 6 months they write exam. Even then they are thinking that there's a one method that if you get that method you can solve any problem. I think it's a totally false idea because the human mindset is what like we want to without effort we want many things. Not possible. If not any other system, but in science not possible. Effort and the result will be proportional. Your thinking and the result will be proportional. Fine, please come out of that dream world because see, there's nothing called like a intellectual here. Anybody who realizes that there's no alternative had to put effort. You'll get it. If you are thinking that there is some method, if you can catch that, okay, we'll get a knowledge, then gone. Forget about this year. Even after 1,000 years, you'll be like this only. So this mindset has to be changed here. This mindset has to be changed, that one. Are you getting no? So please, all of you, because almost I'm interacting with most of them. No, everyone is expecting something like, okay, I'll talk with the teacher and the teacher will tell something and things will change. No, not possible. See, past 8 months, what I'm doing in class, why don't you have realistic, be in realistic world, no? Past 8 months, your teacher is telling methods and still you are expecting something that when we speak to him, he will tell something new. How allied things, how allied things, why I allied? So in class, if I know method, will I not tell? See, look at your, do deep analysis. Something what happened, we should have a very good clarity. That one. So what your teacher is doing in class, question is there, is reading, is making you to read, then immediately what happen, draw the diagrams, try to understand the situation, what's going on. This is the only alternative available. So if you still have a perception that somebody, if I, okay, if not here, in some other institution, they're teaching good, if I go there, I'll get a knowledge. Not possible. You take admission in any institution. I think nowadays we have Zoom classes. No, I'm asking you to experiment. You experiment with another 10 teachers. All the 10 teachers method will be same what I'm telling. You go to Oxford University, you go to MITs. If you want to, okay, you online classes are there. You take trial classes from any part of the country, that one. The physics teacher, what happened, will tell only this much. Finish sure. This is a universal method. Now, don't dream that there is some method is there. If you get that, you'll get a rank. You all put in dustbin. Just with a plain mind, read question carefully. Your language, all of your English medium student, your language should be strong enough. If you don't know that word, okay, take dictionary and get the meaning of that word. Understand that. After that, what chapter, what subtopic, fine. What is the idea involved? Draw the diagram. What actually goes on? This all this is needed. So what is your mindset? Shall I tell you one thing? Question is there. You want to write equation, then get answer. Like that per day, some 100, 200 numericals you want to do. And you want to be the topper, all India first rank, finish over. Actually, you don't want to learn here. So what is the main purpose? Getting rank has become main purpose than acquiring knowledge. Finish sure. If you get a knowledge, rank will come. But what you're doing, you want to rank at any cost, irrespective of knowledge. So wrong path it is. So focus more on increasing thinking ability. Instead of doing 100 problems, you do on your own only 20 problems. That will help you know this week. Next week, you are able to do 25. Coming week, 30, 35, you will increase your number. No? So this wrong thinking, wrong methodology is something very dangerous. Huh? So if you're in this wrong methodology, no, nobody can help you. I'm telling this one. Even if I teach for 100 years like this also, along with your grandchildren, you'll be struggling like this only. I'm making things clear. Huh? So there is no any other thing available. Nothing is available for you. Only thing is available is read question, think, analyze, draw a diagram, what's going on, and finish over. They're the only alternative available. Okay, first thing you should have a mindset that what is available. So if you don't know that, and if you're still dreaming that something is available, then gone. Nobody can help you. I'm very serious about this particular thing, because I after 8 months I didn't expected this reply from students. That's what I feel like. Hey, almost 6 months got over. No, after 6 months, I didn't expect it from students like this sort of reply. Like, okay, the students reply should have, sir, I'm trying the method what you're telling. I'm trying a lot. Okay, here I'm doing like this. Further, how I should improve. This should have been that one. But students straight away ask, sir, tell one method. So I was really shocked. Means all these 5 months, what your teacher was doing in class, God only knows. This is, I think, your very complex mindset. How engineer tomorrow you become engineer. If with this complex mindset, if you construct building, what happen within 1 month it will collapse. If you design one any machine car, finish show that one, it will give zero mileage. You have to fight with your brain. I'm telling this one, you have to fight. There's no other way. So I'm not angry or something, but uh, what your teacher is doing, just do that, finish over. No, see, I used to follow my teacher blindly. Finish over. What you used to tell, I used to do like that. Finish over. I was very happy. Following teacher is putting so much of effort, and you are keeping teacher aside and trying to do some other thing. No way. So you're doing acting here. That's all. So stop doing acting and be practical. Follow your teacher. Follow teacher instructions. Implement them. Definitely a lot of effort will be there. Okay, implement it. A lot of pressure will be there, everything. Okay, let it be. See, science is something not like it will come by effort. So expecting without effort is what biggest problem. So that mindset we have to come out here. So don't claim that, sir, morning 6 o'clock, 10:30. I'm not talking about the physical presence. It's about the effort with the mind is very important for the science. Okay, today I'll interact with few more. Okay, so most of you got no idea what to talk. Again, talk plainly with the teacher. If you don't try to be smart with the teacher, it's a loss for you. So we are here to help you with everything. So I think almost every student talked. The reply was very harsh. I replied very not like a pleasantly. You might ask some mostly around 15 students I talked. Because if I just talk happily with you, if I reply happily, I'll be cheating. I should tell what is the reality. So you may scold me, but definitely I feel like once you get thinking a bit, that you'll thank me by heart. That much I can say. Okay, I'll not feel like even if a student, sometimes I'll scold, students will cry. Let it be. What is there? Let them cry. What's wrong with that one? The replies were very harsh. Okay, in spite of girl, boy, things will be like that only. Because see, we should be in reality that one. We should not hide things. At least I should not hide things. Okay, don't get scared to call me. Please do call. Scoldings will be there. The mistakes, what you do, what happened for that, scoldings will be there. Let it be that one. With that, you'll improve, no? Okay, we'll get into the class, that one. Okay, now we are going to start with the calorimetry. Binomial expansion not yet over for you in classes. Akash,
Done, sir.
then, okay, you know mathematics.
Sir, yesterday somewhere you were using for density one formula and somewhere another, sir.
Okay, you think on
That's
it,
why I'm asking.
think on it. You have brain, no? You're supposed to think what you don't want to think. Since mass binomial expansion is all finished, I should not talk much further. Okay, think on
Okay.
it. Put effort. Why you don't want to put effort? What's wrong in fighting with that idea? No. Physics teacher should be very hard on the student. Then only physics will come. Physics teacher is if he'll make you happy, no, physics will not come. Okay, now we'll start with the calorimetry. So now what is actually we deal with this one? Suppose say we have let's take the objects here. Two objects are there. These are the two objects are there. Okay, I'll come into the picture. Like they have same mass, 2 kg, 2 kg. They are at same temperature, so like a 15 degrees Celsius. There's a substance A, there's a substance B, or tomato. All of you don't say sir tomato. Kitchen, tomato, potato. 2 kg of tomatoes are kept in one basket, and 2 kg of potato, are kept, or better say in vessel. I'm not showing the vessel. So both are initially at same temperature. For both, what happen? I'll supply same amount of heat. So like a 10 joules. Finally, there's the initial. Finally, what we see, both are having same mass, both were initially. So this will attain temperature 20 degrees. This will attain temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Why do potatoes will acquire higher temperature? Both look at the amount of quantity, same. Look at initial temperature, same. And the same amount of heat is supplied, no? 10 joules, 10 joules. Then why the temperature of potato, 2 kg potato is more than this? What I can say, they're made up of different material. Means the tomatoes are made up of one material and the potatoes are made up of another material. So the composition of the substance will be different. So therefore, what it gives us reply that the final temperature attained by body depends also on the type of material. You can take iron, 2 kg iron, 2 kg copper. Similar analysis. So final temperature of iron copper will be different. So this shows that different materials, what depend the property of material also will determine. So what is that quantity? How to express that one? So for that, we'll define a specific heat capacity. So symbol, let me use properly specific heat capacity as that one. So this will be defined as amount of heat supplied per unit mass per unit rise in temperature. This is Q, not theta, Q. What's small will, right? So what can be unit for this? Joule per kg per Kelvin or calorie per gram per degree Celsius. Any of the unit you can apply it. So like this specific heat capacity will be different for different materials. So amount of heat required per unit mass per unit rise in temperature. The ratio of that called as a specific heat. I'll define it in. It's the amount of heat required. So we'll define it. It's the amount of heat required to rise the temperature, to rise the amount of heat required to rise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius per 1 kg of substance. Anything, huh? Okay, I think I'll make it according to the formula, that one. Huh? This will be a little bit difficult to remember. Amount of heat required per unit mass per unit rise in temperature. Okay, this is the unit. So this will be different for different bodies. Will be different for different bodies. Okay, no, so specific heat of iron, it will have one value. Specific heat of like copper will have value. Specific heat of water will have one value. Like that for different objects, it will be. So especially if you go for the water, specific heat of water, specific heat capacity in general will cause specific heat. Say it has become a practice calling just only specific heat of water. So specific heat of water, it will be 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. This will be unit water pen, which will be very popularly using. What is 1 calorie? Any heat unit? 4.2 joules.
4.18 joules.
1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. If you want, you can convert into that one. So this is a unit what I'll be very popularly using. Like for specific heat of ice, it will be 0.5 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. for different substance. So usually calorie per gram per degrees, it is being expressed here. Some problems where they're bringing in terms of joule also. We can do all that particular adjustment. So joule is there. So I should to bring calorie, what happened, 4.2 joule, I'll write it. Then gram is there, then 1000 I'll adjust, then degree Celsius, Kelvin. So like that, even the units will be expressed in terms of joule per kg per Kelvin. This one. So then let's get into this particular formula, ms delta T. Then, so what happens if a body gains heat? M and S will be a constant for a given body. Means if this is the mass and specific heat of a substance, I'll supply heat. Then it was having initial temperature T1. Then what will happen to the body? It will gain heat. When it gains heat, I'm supplying here that one. The temperature of the body will increase, no? So T2 will become greater than T1. Means what does it mean? If a body gains heat, temperature of the body will increase. So shall we put here? We'll write it here. Temperature of body increases when it gains heat. Similarly, there's another body. It loses heat. So here gains heat. I'll write it. Now this body, what will happen? Will give out heat. You can see the arrow I'm showing. It loses heat. So T2 less than T1 here. Temperature of body decreases when it loses it. These are very, very simple. You take milk, put in LPG flame, put in vessel. So as you supply it, what will happen to temperature of milk will increase. Now the same hot milk, you keep it gradually with the time, what happen, it will lose heat, no? Then what happen, temperature of body that decreases. So if a body gains heat, temperature will increase. If a body loses heat, temperature decreases. So therefore we do write the equation like this. Final minus initial it should be. If final temperature less than initial temperature, Q will be negative. If final temperature greater than initial temperature, Q will be positive. Okay, fine. So this is about the different types of body. Body means it can be solid, liquid. Gases will see the next at a next level or the next topic, that one. So we'll confine ourselves to only solid side. We'll be discussing the liquids here. So for different solids and liquids, for different substance, the value of S will be different objects or pen, they'll have different specific heat, that one. For different materials, it will be different. Okay, now this M into S, this quantity M into S, I'll call that as heat capacity, thermal heat capacity, or just we'll call it as only heat capacity. So in the formula, this is called as H. So what is H? We'll call this as thermal heat capacity. So what is H? H is equal to, definitely it should be Ms. Mass into specific heat of a substance is called like a thermal heat capacity. So what is use of this? Suppose say like a, these are the two bodies are there. I'll supply same amount of heat. Then temperature T1 degrees Celsius. Temperature of this also T1 degrees Celsius. When I supply heat, so what will happen to temperature of both? Will increase. Both will acquire same temperature. This was the initial. You see that both the objects will acquire same final temperature. What is this? This, let me put iron. This is a copper. So what actually happened? Both were having initially same temperature, same amount of heat is supplied, and both acquired same final temperature. So what is the equation you write it? M1S1 T2 minus T1. Here Q is equal to M2S2 T2 minus T2. Here what is the strict condition? S1 and S2 are different. Am I right? So therefore M1, M2 are different. But what they are equal? What they are equal? So shall we put H1 from the definition? Heat by change in temperature. So what are equal now? H1 equal to H2. So two different bodies having different mass, their thermal heat capacity may be equal. If that is the case happens, then initially if they're at same temperature, if you supply same amount of heat, both will acquire same temperature. So if the thermal heat capacity of two bodies are equal, then definitely what you can say this. If the masses are different, the specific heat must be different. If masses are equal, then specific heat must be equal. When you say two different bodies, specific heat will be different, then masses must be different. So two different bodies, they must have different specific heat, but they may have equal thermal capacity. Thermal heat capacity. Able to get this one? So what can be unit for this? Calorie per degree Celsius unit for this, or joule per Kelvin. No, just do remember like this. So these are the things are there. So they are going to help us a lot. So when they say like two bodies of the same thermal heat capacity, so we should imagine, oh, the product of M1S1 equal to M2S2. The two bodies are different, but the thermal heat capacities will be equal, that one. So this is going to help us a lot here. And now you can ask questions, sir, why what is the use of all these things? So you go to the industry, especially the paints, you take anything, I'm talking industry, either pharmaceutical or laptop manufacturing, mobile manufacturing. In general, I'm saying industry. An industry where a product will come out. You take laptop, how do it will come? By substance only. You take any food items or any television, everything, no? Everything what happens, some material will be there, no? Everywhere this calorimetry will be used here. Suppose say I want to construct, I want to have an iron. How do I get that specific iron? By mixing some other materials. It'll become alloy. A good example is steel. There what happen, I'll be using this calorimetry ideas. Pharmaceutical company, food industries. So everything, what all we purchase objects, that one, there what happen, this calorimetry will come into picture. Study of this particular branch of heat and thermodynamics is something very, very important. So here what happened, we'll be just studying that if you supply heat to a body, how that body will behave. How that body will behave. That is what we are going to learn it here. And in turn, what we are going to understand the changes in the body that we are going to notice. So that will help us to learn the substance much more systematically. You know? That's why this particular branch of heat and thermodynamics is brought here. Okay, now let's get into, suppose say, let's start with a simple thing. Okay, this is the liquid, 2 kg of liquid, let it be, and specific heat. I'm not writing, or we'll do one thing. I'll write it. So initial temperature of this, let it be T1 degrees Celsius. There's another liquid. Initial temperature of this, let it be T2 degrees Celsius. T1, let it be 50 degrees Celsius. T2, let it be 20 degrees Celsius. M1 is equal to say like a 2 kg. specific heat 2.5 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. What about M2? M2, let it be say like a 1.5 kg. Specific heat of this substance, let it be 1.1 kg, 1.5 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. I'm going to, there's a liquid one. I'm going to mix up. What will be the, so when I mix up, what will happen to total mass? Should remain same, no? 2 kg plus 1 kg, 3 kg. Then I'll do get a mixture. Okay, this is one liquid. Later on, we'll see how do we mix up, how it is possible that one. Just on paper, we'll first have an analysis. Huh? Okay, there's a mixture, I'll get it. What will be the temperature of this mixture is what we are trying to find out here. Okay, let the mixture take some other color. Well, let's assume like that. So there's a mixture. What is the mass of this? M1 plus M2. What will be the temperature of this? So this is a hot liquid, no? So there's a hot liquid and there's a warm liquid. So when you add hot liquid to warm liquid, what do you expect the temperature of that? So there's a quite common sense. Huh? I don't know, students, in this chapter you're going to struggle a lot. I'm telling that one because you never notice like if you mix up a hot, like a water with a cold milk, what will happen? You don't know that. You never made observation. Tomorrow we'll get into problems. No, you are going to cry. The reason for that because you never noticed cool drinks. What happen with a very cool water happen? What we do? We'll try to make it warm. No, suppose you take any juice to make it cool. What happen? We'll add ice cubes. Any reason for that? Because we want in summer. What happen? Definitely we will go for little bit coolness. No. So these are the types of numericals we'll be doing, and it's very shocking that every year, not only you, every year there's the same problem. Huh? Every year there's a routine. Past 20 years, I'm seeing same scenario. So after scoldings, everything, no students, then okay, okay, sir, yes, will change. It's happening. Huh? Okay, this I think everyone knows like a milk is there, 20 degrees. So you are going to take some water and you are going to add up. What will and what is the temperature of water? 50 degrees Celsius. What do you expect final temperature? More than 50? If you say more than 50, nobody can help you in this world. Finish over. When you add hot water to milk, warm milk, so what can you expect temperature of the mixture here? Mixture means this to know. Less than 20, more than 50. Anybody wants to answer?
So less than 50.
Less than 50.
There's a common sense, no? No need of physics also. There's what the numericals will be doing. So therefore here, who has, now look at the temperature. This T will be definitely, so there's a common sense needed. The temperature of the mixture will be between 50 and 20, that one. How to calculate the temperature? This was the whole chapter is this much only.
Sir, you wrote it wrong, sir. The 20 degrees should come this side and 50 degrees should go
Okay,
that
okay,
side.
yeah, 5, this is, yeah. No, this should be the range of temperatures. Okay, now look at here now. Who will lose it? The liquid one. Who will gain it? The liquid two. So shall I say some sort of heat exchange is occurring between these two? So now principle of calorimetry. What is say like a heat gained is equal to heat lost. So who will gain it? The liquid two. So how to write heat gained? M2 S2 final temperature T minus initial temperature T2. We'll agree this. There's a heat gained. Heat lost. So who is going to lose heat? M1 S1 final heat lost. Heat lost means you should write initial minus final. Heat gain means final minus initial. Please try to or okay, this let me, so like a means when if a body gains heat, final minus initial. If a body loses heat, initial minus final. There's a convention. Let me solve it. I'll show you one more easiest method. Agree this. So this will be the expected temperature of mixture. No, sir, I'm getting difficult because this is the something you are telling that this is the initial and this is the final. I'm finding a little bit difficult this one. So what you can do is you can just take help of energy idea. What is energy idea? Initial energy is how much? M1 S1 T1. Final energy is how much? M1 S1 T. Same thing. You solve this, what you get? This also you can think, but usually I do prefer this one to think in this way here because I wanted to know who has gained it, who has lost it. So this will be like this. We can find out the temperature of the mixture. Getting the idea now? This will be. So now the specific heat of a substance, it's a very difficult quantity to measure. It's not that easy to measure. The specific heat of substance, not that easy to measure. So therefore what I do is like, can I bring any method to measure the specific heat of substance? Or don't write a S here. It should be this one. The temperature of mixture is what we are finding out. The temperature of the mixture is what we are trying to find out here. So now if I mix up two liquids, if I mix up the two liquids which are at same temperature, in that case, what shall I write here? I think TT you are going to write. Then what do you expect the final temperature should be same? Then in that case, when the both the substance they mix up, then we'll get the specific heat of effective specific heat of a substance. In that case, what happens? We are going to write it as like a M1 plus M2. This will become S here. Specific heat capacity will be M1 S1 plus M2 S2. So don't write like M1 plus. So if you take this T common, no, so you're going to get what you're going to get M1 S1 plus M2 S2. You cannot write M1 plus M2. I'll take S outside. That will be equivalent specific heat of mixture will come if you want to find out. So for that purpose, what I do is like if I have like this, I'll M1 S1 M2 S2 M3 S3. Let it be T. I'm going to mix them all. Then I'll get a composite mixture. So this will be again temperature of that M1 plus M2 S3. Let it be temperature of mixture will be T, that one only. So in that case, what we write, M1S1 T is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 into S. So what is S is equal to? In case if you want to find out specific heat of mixture, you should think in this way. So what is this? Specific heat capacity of mixture. Okay, like this also you can find out. May not be, okay, at our level, we are not bothered about all those things. Just I gave one formula. So what all our numericals, heat gained by a body is equal to heat gained is equal to heat lost. And nothing but what is this? This shall we say conservation of energy principle or conservation of mechanical energy. So what is this equation correspond for? Shall we say conservation of energy principle? Almost all your numericals revolve around this particular thing, conservation of energy principle. Now let's take some problems on this. 2 or 3 problems will do it. So there's a liquid A having a mass M, temperature 12 degrees Celsius, (19 degrees Celsius), 28 degrees Celsius. When A and B are mixed, temperature will be 16 degrees Celsius. Similarly, when B and C are mixed, temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius. So what will be the temperature of mixture when A and C are mixed? Is asking to calculate that T. All are having same mass. Different liquids are there. Of equal mass are at temperatures 12 degrees, 19 degrees, and 28 degrees. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now can you hear me? Yeah. No power. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll continue. He's asking, find the temperature. Mixture when A and C are mixed. Different liquid means what we don't know. We don't know the specific heat. He has not given information. So he's asking when A and C are mixed, what will be the temperature of mixture? What is 16 degrees? There's a mixture of A and B when A and B are mixed. I think here also you have to draw a diagram. See everything. You open textbook, you have equations. At least student can draw small diagrams like this. Liquids are there. Okay, now I am going to mix. Okay, what actually here? So not understanding this, go to the kitchen. Go to the kitchen. Okay, purchase Pepsi. some cold drinks, milk, water. Okay, this will be cold drinks, this will be milk, water, you boil it to temperature, start mixing them. Equal proportion, take thermometer, 80 rupees thermometer, do that and come back to physics class, finish all. Okay, now how to calculate the temperature of the mixture A and C. In physics, if the college were open, if it were in physical classes, no, by this time I think everyone would have got beatings. This online, okay, you are luckily got lucky somehow survived. I usually I'll come with a stick. Whenever very good concepts are there, students unable to think, no, I'll come with a stick. I think by this time everyone would have got nice beatings. Luckily you are in online class. Okay, no. What to do now? How to? There should be any method. So here first we'll do one thing. First A and B, well, they mix up. No, we'll see what actually happens. So M into SA, temperature of mixture. So heat lost equal to heat gained. That's the thing. So who will gain heat? I'll start with when A and B are mixed. And now heat gained by A is equal to heat lost by B. What is the heat gained by A? Mass into specific heat, 16 minus 12. Heat lost by the B, mass into specific heat. Heat loss means initial minus final. So this will be 4 SA is equal to 3 SB. Now, similarly, when B and C are mixed, heat gained B and C, heat gained by B is equal to heat lost by C. Heat gained by B, mass into heat gained by B, SB. What was the temperature? 23 minus 19. Initial 28 minus 23. This will be 4 SB is equal to 5 SC. Similarly, we'll start with this one. When A and C are mixed, so who will gain heat? A will gain it. So let me write directly, or also like a heat gained by A equal to heat lost by C. Heat gained by the A, mass, specific heat of A. Temperature we don't know, T minus 12. Agree this. Then M into SC, initial minus final. Is asking that T. For that what we don't know S and SC. So this will become SA. No, what to do? SA and SC. I'll substitute 1 and 2 in this equation. So in place of SA, shall we write 3SB by 4? In place of SC, 4 SB by 5. Solve this, you'll get T. Anybody value?
20.25.
Not understanding, purchase one thermometer, 80 rupees. You'll be having water, milk, or any other thing. Have 3 different temperatures. Nowadays, we have even the measuring instruments also. You can measure weight. Sir, how to measure this in a container? I think that common sense you must be needed. You fill up this liquid in a polythene bag, then mix up in some vessel, or mix up them in polythene bag. Will you get exact answer practically? Will you get slightly different? Anybody wants to answer? Anyone wants to reply? Will you get exact answer in practice if you do in your home, or
No,
will you
sir.
get any reason?
Some heat will go to the atmosphere, go to the environment.
No, usually where do we mix up? In air, can we mix up liquids? Next topic I'm going to start. Okay, more practical knowledge is needed. Okay, in air, can we mix up? In vessel, okay, fine. In vessel, what vessel I should pick up? You, instead of putting chat box, no, you can directly talk with the teacher. It'll be better.
Insulating. Heat insulator.
Heat insulator. Huh?
Yes, sir.
What are the examples of that vessel? Can you give?
Thermoflask.
Thermostat.
Thermostat, thermos flask. Okay, in kitchen, do you use that to mix up?
Sir, conductors, sir.
Tell me, like in kitchen, I think you'll be definitely mixing many things, no?
Sir, in heat
So-
conductors.
Thermos flask, shall we use that for cooking? No, we never use, no, only to store something, no. We never use thermos flask to mix something so that no heat, nothing. So it's a thermos flask, go take it out. You are in paper world, be practical. In kitchen, okay, be there. Okay, you want to mix up 2 substances which are a different temperature. Tell me what you'll will you use polythene bag? Will you mix up in air? Will you use thermos flask, or you'll use just steel containers? What all copper, steel, brass vessels are there?
The steel
container.
sir.
Steel containers you'll use, no? That is a quite natural, no? Okay, now. What is the problem we are going to face? Even that steel container also will absorb some heat, no? Will agree this? The same thing, if you go for industry, I'll manufacture some syrups. I have to manufacture at what happened initially when I produce it, no, they'll be at 300 degrees Celsius. It should be mixed up with another which is at 100. So where I should mix up these 2 syrups? Then the proper composition means once the cough syrup, especially what happened, one chemical will be at 300, other chemical will be at 100. When I mix up at that temperature, the composition then reaction will occur, then we'll get the original thing what we needed. Where I should mix up these 2? You should answer me. Shall I do that in polythene bag? No. Shall we do that in wooden vessel? Because somebody said like a insulator should not absorb heat. Wood will also absorb some liquid, no? It is having a property to absorb because it will wet. Most of the liquids will wet the wood. Means definitely the wood will absorb some. And cleaning that will become big problem. Anybody uses wooden vessel in kitchen? In your room? No, we don't use wooden vessels. No, not advisable also. And then next. So what is the best thing vessels which I should use? Okay, it's the mud pots in villages or in most of the town cities. What people will go for the vessels made up of metal. copper, iron, or steel is the best example. So even in industry, if I want to mix up two liquids, I'll use the steel vessels. Fine. So now what is the problem? So let's get into the realistic world. So in books we have a theory. I could have just discussed theory, but you'll find very easy. So I have a milk. Like a 1.4 kg of milk. This at temperature 80 degrees Celsius. Fine. So this is the next. I do have a water. I want to dilute. I'm a milkman. So all of you know, I think the person who sells milk, no, he will boil it, then he will add to warm water. So then what will be very little bit difficult to identify that one. If you add just the warm milk to warm water, no, it will not mix up properly. I think there's a trick, the trade thing. I'm not milkman. I just got an idea that one after interacting with persons who are selling milk, no. There's a trick what they use. So let this be water. So definitely I want to earn more profit. If I pure milk, if I sell it, I'll get less profit. No. So therefore, let me add some water. So I'm very, you can say, greedy person. I'll add 1 kg water. So what is the temperature of this? 20 degrees Celsius. Where do I mix up this? Where do milk will be there? In some vessel, no? Where do water? It'll be in some vessel. It is what? Okay, now I'm going to mix up them in some vessel. So what actually happens is this is practically. So usually on paper we do it. Now, okay, milk and water. This milky water, milk plus water it is. So 1.4. So this will become 2.4. What is the final temperature? Okay, we do on paper, but practically the hot milk. So this will be water. It will be there in one vessel. Fine. So this is the, okay, we'll take some, it'll be easy for me. Okay, there's the water. Yeah. And there's a water, 1 kg, temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Here I'm going to pour that milk. I'm going to pour that milk here. I'm going to mix up. There's a vessel in which I'm going to mix up. Fine. So I'm going to add that milk here. What is the temperature? 80 degrees Celsius. This is 1 point, what will take it? 1.5. So 1.5 kg. Now tell me, like here, both will get mixed up. Both will get mixed up, and we do get like this. Huh? There's a mixture. Why color will not come? Okay, now at least able to imagine, come out of dream world, be practical. So there's a milk, 1.5 kg. No, this is the milk plus water. I want this temperature. Even this vessel is having a some mass. Okay, definitely this will be, let it be 0.4 kg vessel. So what is the temperature of water? That will be the temperature of this vessel also. Will you agree this? So when you pour this hot milk 80 degrees Celsius to this, who will absorb it? Only this water or water come plus vessel? Both will absorb it, no? So the final temperature, what you calculate on paper and practically what you do, little bit different. So let's do one thing. So there's a mixture. So what is the equation? We'll write it. Heat lost by milk is equal to heat gained by water plus vessel. Heat lost by the milk, 1.5 specific heat of milk into final temperature T minus 80. So sorry, 80 minus T, heat lost, no? Yeah, heat lost by milk. What is SM? Specific heat of milk. Okay, we'll put it some 1.4. Till here, no problem. What about heat gain by water? Specific heat of water 1 SW T minus 20. 0.4 specific heat of vessel T minus 20. What is 0.4? Mass of the vessel. So here specific heat of water is 1. So this will be 0.4 SV T minus 20. So tell me what is the biggest headache? Mass of the vessel, mass of the empty vessel, I know it, 0.4 kg. What is 0.4 kg? Mass of vessel. What is the biggest problem? What is the specific heat of vessel? In general, I write specific heat of. Tell me what is the problem we are going to face here now. Sir, what is the specific heat of vessel? It is made up of iron. I'll look at the chart. Then what we get? Specific heat of iron. I'll substitute here. Are you sure it is pure iron? Are we sure that is it a pure iron? Are we sure is it pure iron? Definitely no. Will I agree? So what is this vessel made up of? Again, we should go for the manufacturing, where it is manufactured. Then we should ask him, what all you added in this? What all you added in this? So definitely what happened, he will be, what you'll reply. Okay, well, already you purchased vessel, finish or no? Why you are troubling me? Because definitely what will happen, many impurities will be present. So what is the biggest problem? That SV of the vessel is the biggest problem. Specific heat of vessel is a big problem. Will I agree this? So I should overcome this one, no? So fine, okay. We are studying calorimeter, but practically when you go, no? Anybody, can you say in the steel vessel, will you say that exactly how much of iron, zinc, how much of aluminum, copper will be there? I think when you measure that steel containers for the kitchen, no? Will they mention, okay, how much of iron, how much of select a copper, how much of zinc and how much of aluminum is present in that? Nothing, no information. Even if you want to find out, not possible. Even what we can say, only mass we can predict, but what are all the compositions? This is very difficult. Specific heat of vessel, very difficult quantity to measure. Very difficult. So how to solve this problem? So what we should know, that vessel, what all elements it is present, how many different materials are present. We should know their mass, everything. I think it's a big headache. We have to do big research for that. Definitely we have to spend lakhs of rupees for that. Maybe it may go to 20, 30, 40 lakhs. Better to avoid this experiment. So if you go for industry, they can't, without vessel, they can't make. So they need. So therefore, they have brought an alternative method. So without this SV exact, because see, now you can ask question. Sir, what is that? This one, I'll use thermometer. I'll use thermometer because I must know even what amount of use. I'll use thermometer. I'll measure the temperature. Problem solved. No, why I should fight so much here? Because even I should know like what amount of heat is absorbed by that particular syrup. No. So if I mix up syrup, so therefore this vessel becomes very, very important. Its details are needed. So for that, what pen will go for water equivalent of calorimeter. That is the only thing. That is the only alternative available here. So therefore now where do I mix up here? This is called like a, this vessel is called as a calorimeter, where I mix up two different liquids. No, that particular vessel is called as a calorimeter. What actually calorimeter made up of? It's a cylindrical vessel. Outer surface, I'll give wooden coating. For outer surface, let me go for some 3-dimensional. It'll be easy for us. Yeah. It'll be like this. The outer surface will be given wooden coating. Why wooden coating? Usually calorimeters are made up of copper only. Like this, some wooden coating will be given for it. This is basically a copper. I'll write it here. Copper. This will be wood. Then I will, if you go for plane diagram, I can show it. A lid will be there. Again, it will be made up of wood. The coating will be there like this. Why wood? To insulate it. This lid will be made up of wood, strictly. You just type in Google, no, you can see the calorimeters. So this will be lid. I can because if I pouring liquid water pen, I'll just open the lid. Then I'll pour the liquid immediately. I'll close it. So this will be the lid. This one. Or to measure temperature water pen, we do make some hole. Through that hole, I can insert a thermometer. So this what? This one. So again, what we are bothered, there's a copper, wooden coating, this, and there's a lid. So here inside here, what happened? That particular liquids which I want to mix up, they'll be placed here. Then after mixing up properly, then I'll measure the temperature of mixture using this thermometer. So I'll open the lid, I'll pour the liquids which to be mixed. Then one spoon will be there, stirrer will be made up of wood. With that, I'll mix them properly. Then I'll put a thermometer, I'll measure the temperature of mixture. So what is the problem here? This copper which is there, it will also absorb heat. So it should also be taken into picture here. So how to calculate the specific heat of this particular thing? Usually this particular vessel, no, this particular will have a mass MC, I'll write it. This will have a specific heat SC. So I can never find out specific heat capacity of this calorimeter. Here I took SV, here I'm writing SC, that one. Specific heat of calorimeter. This will be very difficult quantity to measure. Somehow I can measure mass. This will be very difficult. How to overcome this? So what I do is like, I'll just take an empty calorimeter. I'll just show only copper one. The wood one, I'll not show it. This is an empty calorimeter. What is the mass of this? I'll measure MC. And specific heat, we don't know that one. I will take equal amount of water. So there's a water. What was the temperature of this? Say like a 15 degrees Celsius. Then there's a water, 15 degrees Celsius. What is MW? the mass of the, what is the mass of calorimeter? That much amount of water is what I'm going to take it. I'll supply heat for both. Same amount of heat will be supplied. Then finally, what I see that both will acquire same temperature. This empty calorimeter will acquire same temperature, say 20 degrees Celsius. This MW amount of water will also acquire the same temperature. Empty calorimeter, I'm not going to pour that water. Now tell me like here, what you can say that one. What are equal? So let's do one thing. Q equal to MCSC final temp. Okay, 20 minus 15. Then similarly for water, mass of water, specific heat of water, 20 minus 15. I'll equate both. MCSC is equal to MW by SW. What is the specific heat of water? 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. So this is what in the books now they call that as W. This everything. This MW is called as W. It is called as water equivalent of calorimeter. Of course, it's a wrong unit, no? So what is the water equivalent of calorimeter? So I'll just write it. So 2 grams. So how much of water I took? 2 grams of water. So what is the mass and specific heat of this calorimeter equal to 2 grams of water? It's a wrong unit. Still, I'll express like this only. This called like a water. What is this W you should call? Water equivalent of calorimeter. That's why when you go and purchase calorimeter, 10 gram calorimeter, 20 gram calorimeter, 30 gram calorimeter. So what is the 10 gram, 20 gram? Not the mass of calorimeter, water equivalent of calorimeter. So we need not to bother like, so like what is the specific heat of calorimeter? What that material made up of, we don't know. I say copper, but will it be pure copper? There'll be around some 10, 15 impurities are there. What is mass of impurities? We don't know all. So just this mass and specific heat of calorimeter, we are expressing in terms of amount of water. So therefore we'll call that as water equivalent of calorimeter. I'll just give one numerical so that'll be easy for you instead of telling all this story. So we have water equivalent of calorimeter. It is equal to say 5 gram. Then I have a liquid. $60 gram, temperature say like a 50 degrees Celsius, specific heat, let it be 2. I'm going to pour another liquid. Temperature of this, let it be 30 degrees, mass 20 gram, specific heat of this, let it be 1.5. What will be the final temperature of the mixture? Same problem. We will look at that water equivalent of calorimeter, what to write. So both will get mixed up. Green color needed. Okay, this will be the mixture, no? What is the temperature of mixture? Okay, now who will gain it? This liquid 2 and the calorimeter will select who will gain it, or I will do one thing. It will be much easier for you. Who will gain it? The liquid 1 and calorimeter. What is the temperature of liquid? That will be the temperature of this calorimeter. And who will lose it? This second liquid. So now heat lost by second liquid, heat lost by liquid 2 equal to heat gained by liquid 1 plus heat gained by calorimeter. Heat lost by this mass specific heat 50 minus T. Heat gained by liquid 1 M1 S1 T minus 30 mass of calorimeter specific heat of calorimeter T minus 30. We don't know this one. What to do? What shall I do with this? Water equivalent of calorimeter. What is W? W is water equivalent of calorimeter is 5 gram. So in place of MCSC, I should write 5. Problem solved. So what is M2? This will be 20. 20, it is not 2. 20 specific heat of this is 1.5. M1 is how much? 60. This is 2. In place of MCSC, I should just write only 5. That is enough. I think wrong units, no? Will agree?
Yes, sir.
Wrong units. Water equivalent of calorimeter. What I should write? I should write the units. So this is like a thermal heat capacity, no? It should be. But still, I'll express in grams. Wrong units are used. Water equivalent of calorimeter. So in place of, is it sir mass of calorimeter you are writing? No. Mass into specific heat of calorimeter is what? 5. This is called like a water equivalent of calorimeter. Water equivalent of calorimeter. Wrong units. Expressed in grams only. And it is, we know that it's a wrong unit, and we know that why we are doing is because the water is most easily available in any part of the world, no? So they have made that as a standard. I would have picked up some other liquid, but since water is widely available, no? So therefore, with respect to water, we are taking reference. So now solving for T will get the required answer. So you got the idea now, water equivalent, nothing big, no? We should understand, we should put effort to understand the things going on. So students, what happened? They want to write this equation without all this background diagram. Not possible. There is a wrong way of learning things. When physics becomes mathematics, then you are going to see the hell. When you introduce drawing to the physics, then you are going to really enjoy the physics. Okay, this is about the water equivalent of calorimeter. Water equivalent of calorimeter is negligible. Means what shall I do? I need not to bother this quantity. I need not to bother this quantity. Are you getting now? Water equivalent of calorimeter, if they give, means even the calorimeter also will be involved in heat exchange. Even empty calorimeter can be at higher temperature. I'll pour the warm liquid. Then the calorimeter will give heat to that substance. It can happen. Now, who is gaining it? Calorimeter and this liquid one. Okay, we'll go for now change of state in matter. So till now what we studied, if a body gains heat, temperature will increase. If a body loses heat, temperature will decrease. Now let's take the change of state of matter. Let's take a classic example. So I do have ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius. Mass of ice, let it be, say, 20 gram. What amount of heat I should supply? To bring it to temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. The same ice, 20 gram, it should come to what? 0 degrees Celsius. What amount of heat I should supply? So I'll write it Q1 equal to mass of ice, specific heat of ice, final temperature 0, initial temperature minus 10. I think this formula okay. Mass of ice 20, specific heat of ice 1 by 2 or 0.5. Specific heat of ice is 0.5 calorie per degree Celsius. So this will be 10. So 20 into 5, 100 calories of heat I should supply to rise the temperature of ice from minus 10 to 0 degrees Celsius. Now further I supply heat. What amount of heat I should supply now so that it will melt, it will become 20 grams of water at 0 degrees Celsius. So what is the process now here? Melts. Melting of ice occurs. So for that I should supply heat, no? I'll put that arrow here. So here what's happening? If you supply heat, temperature of body increase, no? Here I supply heat. So what is the state of this? This was a solid state, no? Ice will be solid. And what is water? Liquid. So what's happening? The substance from solid state, it is changing its state from solid to liquid. And what's happening to temperature? Temperature will not change. So the ice is melting here. So there's a change of state occurs. The matter is changing its state from solid to liquid. But what happened temperature? Temperature will not change. So therefore, shall we put like this? If a body gains heat, temperature must increase. What do you say? Maybe. If a changing state, need not be that one. So what all heat we supply, that will be utilized only for change in state here. So what is this Q now? Q2 should be equal to mass of ice into latent heat of fusion. So this is called as latent heat of fusion, it is called as. So what is the value of this will be 80 calorie per gram. The value of latent heat of fusion for ice will be 80 calorie per gram. So how we define latent heat? Amount of heat required to melt m grams of amount of heat required to melt m grams of substance is called a latent heat of fusion, that one. Because how you define LF? LF should be Q by amount of heat required per unit mass to melt that particular substance is called like a latent heat of fusion, that one. So there won't be change in temperature of a substance. What all we supply it here, what all we supply heat, it is utilized to rise the temperature. What all you supply heat, it is utilized to change state of matter. From solid, it will become liquid state here. So when a substance changes its state, no change in temperature. So what is the conclusion we can make it? When a substance changes state, temperature will not change. Now, similarly, if water freezes to ice, what should happen? So let's make it generalized here. If there's a ice, for it to become water, temperature I'm indicating here, we should supply heat, m gram. So what is Q equal to? M into LF. This is called like a melting. Similarly, water at 0 degrees Celsius, for it to become ice at 0 degrees Celsius, you have to take out heat. The heat has to be extracted. So if you take out heat, then what happens? The water will become ice. So this, what we can call, this process is called like a freezing. Agree this? This process is called like a freezing here. So similarly, so we'll go for water at 100 degrees Celsius. Water at m grams of water at, I'll supply heat, or say it will change its state to vapor or steam, anything you can write, better write vapor, m grams of vapor at 100 degrees Celsius. So for this, I'm going to supply an heat. I'm going to supply it here. Now, what will be, so this particular thing, so shall we call this as vaporization? In this case, what is the Q? Mass of water into latent heat of vaporization. What is LV? Latent heat of vapor. Its value will be 540 calorie per gram. Similarly, water at if a vapor at 100 degrees Celsius, if it becomes water at 100 degrees Celsius, so this is called as a condensation. So what is the value again? Q equal to mLV, that one. Heat will be rejected. For vapor to become water at 100 degrees Celsius, it has to give out heat. If it loses heat, no, so then what when the vapor will get condensed and will become water here. So again, the formula will be this one. I think we'll be widely using this particular formulas, Okay, let's take some small example. I think you might have come across this in chemistry. Let me have water. You can see all this. Okay, let's do one thing. I have high side mass of ice, let it be 20 gram. It is at say like a minus 15 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature? First, it will become water at, so 20 gram of water. What is the temperature? 0 degrees Celsius. Then I will write this temperature to how much? 100 degrees Celsius. Then I'll convert the whole thing into vapor. What is the amount of heat I should supply? So first here I'm going to start like this. So here Q1. So okay, this one block is missing. Okay, thank you. We'll make ice. Then it will melt. Yeah. So I should supply heat here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. For ice at minus 15 degrees Celsius, to convert into vapor at 100 degrees Celsius, what amount of heat I should supply? So I'll start with this one. Q1 equal to mass of ice, specific heat of ice, 0 minus of minus 15. This should be equal to 20, 0.5 into 15. 150 calories Q1. Then Q2 equal to mass of ice into latent heat of fusion, 20 into 80, 1600 calories. Q3 equal to mass of water, specific heat of water, 100 minus 0. Mass of water, the same, 21. Specific heat of water is 1. This is 100. So this will be 200 calories. 16. Then what is Q4? Mass of water into latent heat of vaporization, 20 into 540. This will be 12800 calories. What is the total heat? 108. 10800. What is the total amount of heat I should supply? I should add up all the total heat, Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. $12,000, 12, 13. 14,150. So this much of amount of heat I should supply. Let's plot the temperature versus heat input. What are Q1, Q2? Heat supplied or heat input. Shall I call total heat input? I think like this, the calculations will do. Let's go for plotting graph. So what is a graph? I'm trying to plot temperature versus the heat input. And this is the temperature in degrees Celsius. So this will be 0, minus 10. So first, the temperature of the substance will increase. Let me take different colors. Then it will become 0. Okay, I do have like this, the graphs. So this is dotted line. We'll take it here. I think let me go for some thick lines. Yeah. This will be. Oh. This graph, very important. Lot of information every time. Instead of in numerical struggling, no, the graph will speak. It will give a lot of information regarding that particular substance. So we do have this particular thing. So first I'll start with, this is O, A, B, C, D. This is for what? The above sequence. What that happened above sequence, no? I think. Able to see this? I think more than this not possible. Try to see this. This is the EAT input. Let me write it here. What will happen? The temperature of the solid state. No, what is OA? Solid state. What about AB? It will change state. No, from where? From solid to liquid. From solid to liquid. So therefore, this is the minus 10 degrees Celsius. Then what we get? This is 0 degrees Celsius. This is 100. If I take the slope of curve OA, what it should be, that one? Let me write it here. Degree. Yeah. O means not 0. O means some symbol. OA, that one. What is that OA? OA will give us the something like where temperature of ice is increasing. No. So if I calculate the slope of that, what we get? And this is Q1. This is Q2. This is Q3. This is Q4. If I calculate slope, so what do that slope will give? dt by dq. So what is the slope of OA will become equal to? Slope of line OA should be equal to dt by dq. This should be reciprocal of, will you agree this? Reciprocal of thermal heat capacity of the substance, because what is mass into specific heat? Should be thermal heat capacity, specific heat capacity, thermal heat capacity. Specific heat capacity means only S. Thermal heat capacity means mass into specific heat. So therefore, here the slope of this line will be the reciprocal of, or select the slope of this line will become equal to reciprocal of thermal heat capacity. What do the line AB indicates? Change of state. So greater the value of, greater the, if the length of this line, so more heat is required, no? So this will be the change of state, that one. So here what we have, we can write it as this is solid. Liquid. Further, if you want, you can go for vapor. Okay, this is a vapor state. Okay, now try to see this. This is a liquid. This is a vapor. What about this? This will be, shall I say, here melting of ice takes place. Here vaporization occurs. So what do this horizontal line indicates? greater this horizontal line for a substance, so more amount of heat is needed. Or definitely what you can say, latent of vaporization is more. If CD greater than AB, what does it mean? Latent heat of vaporization is more than that of latent heat of fusion. If CD equal to AB for two substances, then S latent heat of vaporization is equal to latent heat of fusion. Like that, if I plot temperature versus heat input graph, it is giving us lot of information. Okay, next again, you will do one thing. Let me write, this is say alpha 1, slope, no? So this is, shall we write equal to tan alpha 1? If I give this alpha 1, with this what you can calculate? The thermal heat capacity. Then again, what is tan, like a slope of line OBC? It's also dt by dq. Similarly, you can go for the vapors. Or vapors, okay, we'll discuss later on. Huh? Let's not say. So now if I say that alpha 2 greater than alpha 1, what do you mean by that? Specific heat of substance in the liquid state is more than that of specific heat in the solid state, because mass will be same, no? See, when the substance changes state from solid to vapor, what will happen to mass? Everywhere mass will be same. Everywhere mass will be same. So what do this particular angle will give us information? Tan of this angle. Tan of this angle. It will give us information regarding the specific heat of substance. Suppose say there are substances are there where alpha 1 greater than alpha 2. Then the specific heat of substance in solid state will be more than that in liquid. If alpha 1 equal to alpha 2, then the substance will have same specific heat in both the states, solid and liquid. Like that, in this graph, this horizontal line will give us information of latent, this will give us information of latent heat of fusion, this horizontal and latent heat of vaporization. The slope will give us the information of specific heat. Able to get this one? So I have just dumped information in the form of this one. So they may give graph, they may give this, they'll give mass of the substance. So with this, you can calculate specific heat of substance because tan alpha, you know value, you get the specific heat. Getting the idea? So these are the methods what happen you should able to apply here. Huh? $14.550. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. AB and CD. What are AB and CD? Latent heat of fusion. What is this Q2? What is Q2? You have formula. Look at here. Make observation. Change of state. No. So this will give information of latent heat of fusion. What is Q4? MWLV. Latent heat of vaporization. Mass of substance will be same. No. So the ratio of CD by AB, what should give? LV by LF. Make observation, graphs, interpretation of graphs. So like that, what happened? The idea of like this, we do get here. Means now you have to ask question like the heat supplied, it is utilized to rise temperature. Here the heat supplied, where it has gone, it is utilized to change the state of substance from solid to liquid. That is the thing. So wait, how it is available? Okay, here rising temperature. What about here? It will be converted into increase in potential energy of the substance. Because as the distance between atom increases, the energy should increase. What is the reason? How do we can claim? I think there's a graph. Look at this graph, what this graph says. energy potentially or whatever. So when you supply heat, nothing but what happen, you are increasing the energy. So what happened? The distance between atoms will increase, no? This is what happens. So we know that compared to solid, the distance between atoms in liquid will be more. Compared to liquid, the distance between atoms will be more in the vapor, in gaseous state. So what actually, when we supply heat, so what that solid will do, will increase the distance between atoms. Then from solid will become liquid. So we know that solid and liquid state of that one, the distance between atoms in gases will be more than that in the liquid. And the distance between the atoms in the liquid will be more than that of solid here. So what actually we are supplying it, what it is being done, it is utilized to increase the distance between atoms. Therefore, here, if you supply heat, it is utilized to rise the temperature. Rise the temperature means what? When the atoms will start vibrating. More rigorous, the atoms will start vibrating as you rise temperature. Then at one specific temperature, so what happens? The distance between atoms will increase. Then it will become a liquid. Then again you start rising temperature. Again the atoms more rigorously they'll be moving. So then at one specific temperature, what will happen? The liquid, what happen? The substance will change its state from liquid to vapor. Sorry, is it all substance will at 100 degrees will change state? No. It all depends upon the material. What we are discussing is for water. So some liquids are there where they'll get vaporized at 150 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Celsius. We are discussing here for water. So what is this graph? For water at 1 atmospheric pressure. At 1 atmospheric pressure. Getting the idea? These are the okay. Any doubt? Any doubt? Before that, today, okay. I'll give the Ansika Reddy.
Yes, sir.
Today at after 1:10, you can call me. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You'll be free at that time. Any classes will be there?
Sir, after chemistry class, I'll call you, sir.
Okay, that one. Yeah, one. My class will get over at 1, but for seniors, I'll be taking class. No, therefore after 1, I'll be free. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that one. After this, I'll give five more. Abhiraj Mahajan.
Sure.
Okay, after again after. So you do one thing. 1:10 Ansika Reddy. You call me at 1:10 or in that. Huh?
Yes, sir.
For 10 or 5 minutes we'll talk because I have to talk with many other kids. No,
Yes, sir.
Abhiraj Mahajan, you can call me at 1:20.
Yes.
Next, Akash Sridhar,
Yes, sir.
1:30 you can call me.
Okay, sir.
Then we have who are there on top? No, this one Vardhan, Yashovardhan completed.
No, sir.
No. Yashovardhan, you can call me after 1:30.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Just you do one thing, all of you, just like it with in WhatsApp, no, you just send your name so that I'll tell like you can call me now. We'll have communication like that. After class, no, you can send your name, sir. I am so and so person. I'll just give time after 1 o'clock. Roughly, I'm giving now because sometimes when I'm talking may extend to 3 minutes. No, it will be. You can call me after 1:40 something. Next, what we have is next we have Ananya. Ananya, not there. Ananya Junior C double star. Okay. You can call me after 1:40 ma. So in WhatsApp, all this I think 5 students got over. all these 5 students, okay, just in WhatsApp with your name, type your name and just say like a hi sir. So I'll only call. You need to call. I'll only call it. These are the times. Within that time, will interact. Fine. Okay, I'll not scold. Just I wanted to learn what is your state, what's going on, what best we can do further. Okay, we'll end up the class. We'll meet. Evening, you can clarify doubts. Okay, thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Okay, you can take Cengage and the material, try to work out numerical. Plenty of numericals are there. You need to do so many. Don't do so many numericals. Cengage publications, Cengage book, and the material. From there, you can pick up. You can start working numericals. Okay, fine. Bye.